Hey guys, this is Bri, and that is the home screen for my iPhone. There you go. I see nothing but our Virtue Compass, the Heroic app icon. You got to swipe to see some other stuff. I'm excited to create a new series of videos. I used to do these daily videos, right, where I would share my aura score and what was going on, and an idea of how I move the needle on those scores, and a lot of other things. I want to tell you more about Heroic, the new social training platform, currently just a training platform, soon to be a social training platform we created, if you don't know anything about that. And then also walk you through the app and how I'm using it to become more energized, more productive, and more connected. And how people who are using it, we just ran a scientific study with some leading thinkers and academics and researchers in the field of positive psychology and human flourishing that show that if you use the Heroic app and you hit 3 virtuous targets a day, just 3 targets a day, which takes literally less than a few minutes. Then, and again, a pilot study we ran with 1,000 founding members in Heroic. Then, if you're like the people who went through our study, in just 30 days and a few minutes, you will be 40% more energized, 20% more productive, and 15% more connected, which is crazy. 30 days, 3 minutes using the app, because we help you set your intention in the morning and then figure out, well, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be today? My identity and work is Heroic Philosopher CEO, and I'll walk through this in more detail. These are the virtues I'm going to embody today. I'm going to be focused on what's important. I'm fiercely ambitious. I'm anti-fragile. I'm purpose-driven. And these are the things I'm going to do today. I can actually go over here to disciplined athlete. I was in bed last night for 9 to 10 hours, which is how I got that 96 sleep score. We'll talk more about that. I already just meditated for over 30 minutes. Perfect. I can swipe that. And I'm going to go through the day and hit these 30 targets. This is what I do when I'm on. Well, guess what? I like to be on all day, every day. So I hit 101 targets a day on the app. This is my work identity, Heroic Philosopher CEO. I've got a series of things I'm going to do today. This is my love identity, joyful soulmate. I'm joyful, I'm grateful, I'm unruffled, which is a word that Alexandra, my dear wife, one of her favorite teachers and mentors and friends uses. Unruffled. If you have kids, you know what it's like to be ruffled versus unruffled. Perfect. I want to embody that virtue today. I'm going to do these things today. I'm going to recommit to my sacred vow to my wife. I want to be married for 50 years. I want to celebrate our anniversary. I want to be best friends with her and my kids, and I want to be their papa. I get emotional every time I think about they're 9 and 5, but I want to imagine the future of I want to be a great grandfather for their kids. Boom, I already committed to that. I'll commit to that again. I want to create micro moments of awesome with A, E1, and E2. My wife, Alexandra, my son, Emerson, my daughter, Eleanor. Perfect. I'm going to eat a challenge like energy bar. I'm going to kiss my wife. I'm going to do these things in order to be a great man as a joyful soulmate in my relationships. Awesome. Disciplined athlete, Heroic Philosopher CEO, joyful soulmate. These are my identities. Those are my virtues. Those are the targets I'm going to hit. Life doesn't need to be that complicated. Who are you when you're at your best? What do you do? And are you doing it consistently? That's how we've architected the Heroic app, and that's why we're seeing such profound results so early on. Tons of work to do, but we're fired up. Anyway, that's the Heroic app. I intended to tell you about the Heroic splash page, where you can learn more and you can try Heroic for free. Go to heroic.us. It's heroic.us, and you'll see the new splash page we literally just launched. We train heroes unapologetically. We're all about training heroes. We believe we're facing historically significant challenges in our world today, which demand historically significant responses from us to serve heroically. You are the hero we've been waiting for. This platform is architected to help you move from theory to practice to mastery so we can change the world together. You already know what you need to do, which we'll talk about more in a moment, but we're all about creating a global movement where personal transformation leads to massive social change. The world needs you, not someone else, but you, to be the best, most heroic version of yourself. And I'm excited to show you how we can integrate ancient wisdom and modern science to help you do that. The hero's secret weapon is love. There's our virtue compass. Boom. But we need to have the self-mastery to show up, Not once in a while and when we feel like it, but all day, every day, especially when we don't feel like it. Boom. The app has that virtue compass in it, which you can see right here when you click on the top. You can decide, well, what virtue do you need more of? Is it wisdom? Is it gratitude? Is it hope? Is it courage? Is it zest, self-mastery? Perfect. You can come in, you can commit to that. You can look at tools to help you be that courageous version of you. This is, again, the distillation of all the practical ideas we've talked about. We've got a bunch of inspiring quotes that you can look at to get fired up, etc., etc., etc. Back to the little splash page here. Again, try Heroic for free. 7-day free trial. That link will take you to download the app, iOS, Android, etc. It is time for us, my dear friend, to move from theory to practice to mastery. Again, this is what the app is all about. So you can be more energized, more productive, more connected. That's me, actually the old studio. But basic training is the distillation of my life's work. Again, if you followed my work, you know I created 600 Philosopher's Notes, 1,000 plus ones, 50 Optimal Living 101 classes on basically every subject involved in optimizing your life. And then I distilled it into a 300-day, 10-month coach program that has been scientifically proven to work as well. Over 10,000 people from something crazy. I don't know if we're at 200 countries yet, but something crazy. 115 countries have gone through that. But basic training is a 10-hour master class with short form little micro lessons that integrates all of the best stuff I've ever studied. Ancient wisdom, modern science, practical tools to help you show up as that best, most heroic version of yourself. There are 7 objectives. On the splash page, you can learn more. And again, download the app and you can watch the whole basic training for free during your 7-day trial. Objective 1, you got to know the ultimate game you're playing. We're playing the wrong game culturally. Ancient wisdom, modern science says it's really simple. Put your virtues in action. That is the essence of a great life. Again, whether it's Aristotle telling you that, or all the great wisdom and faith traditions, or modern science with Martin Seligman and his colleagues, etc. Objective 2, you got to forge anti-fragile confidence. It's not supposed to be easy, folks. A good, noble, heroic life is supposed to be challenging. Quit thinking you're doing something wrong because you're facing challenges. We don't need to get calm per se. We need to learn how to eat our stress like an energy bar. All those challenges are opportunities for you to get stronger and give us all you got. I talk about how to do that in basic training and throughout our work together. Then we want to simplify personal growth and self-help and optimize what we call the big 3: energy, work, and love. A great life comes down to those 3 things. Get your energy right. Put that high energy into your work and into your love. You're 90% there. But you can't do it someday. You got to make today a masterpiece. So again, we got to move from theory to practice to mastery. Not someday, but today. And then we got to do it again tomorrow, which is, again, what the app is all about. Helping you do that, not on New Year's resolutions, but making new days resolutions, which we'll talk about more in a moment. Objective 5 is to master yourself. We go deep into this. The art and science of behavioral change. Using your willpower wisely to install habits that run on autopilot. And we create what we call structural, reactive, and expansive discipline. This is a new idea that I've never shared before. I share it in basic training, inspired deeply by my coach, Phil Stutz. Longer chat on that. Then we have objective 6, dominate the fundamentals. Eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, focusing, celebrating, and prospering. Those are the 7 fundamentals of heroic basic training. We're going to teach you how to optimize each of them. All of which leads to activating your superpower. On the wall behind me in basic training and then in my office right now as well, I've got a bunch of my favorite heroes. You know what they all have in common? Something that I call soul force. They've all tapped into the best within themselves and they've expressed that in a palpable, powerful way. So the hero's superpower is soul force. You have that superpower. We just need to get good at activating it all day, every day. In the app, we actually calculate your soul force score, right? So Aura's got a readiness score, 93. Cool, happy about that. We've got a soul force score. This was just launched 3 days ago. When you start the Heroic app, you start at 80. You hit your targets you said you'd hit, you go to 81. The next day, you go to 82. The next day, you go to 83. Awesome. Here's how it's calculated. Here's how I'm doing. I'm moving from optimizing to eudaimonic. In 21 days, in 20 days, I'll get to 100. In 21 days, I will get to 101, and then every day I'm going to restart at 100, and I'm going to get it back to 101. So your soul force score is something we're super excited about. More on that soon. That's the theory side. That is nowhere near as important as the practice side. We've got to move from theory to practice to mastery. Again, not someday, but today. Practice integrates a two-step protocol. First, we commit to the most important targets for our day, then we hit them. Super important. Pre-commitment is a huge idea, science says, which is why we talk about it here. So here's the quick storytelling on it. Part one, we start with commitment. Here's how we tell this story on the little splash page here. Imagine this, time travel, go back to September 8th, 1504. Imagine that, you're going back to September 8th, 1504. A crowd is gathered in Florence. The renowned young artist, Michelangelo, is unveiling his 17-foot statue of David. Think about it, the most iconic statue of a hero in history. What moment in David's heroic life did Michelangelo choose to capture? He didn't pick the moment where David had succeeded in slaying Goliath. He picked the moment when David committed to doing his best to serve heroically. Now, in that moment, the outcome wasn't certain. In fact, it was more likely that David was not going to succeed. But David committed. He stepped up, and he strived to be his absolute best, most heroic self. And we say, look, you need to decide, not on New Year's Day, but every single day, make a new day's resolution to showing up as the best, most heroic version of yourself. And we architected the app to help you begin your day with what we call 1 minute heroic commitment routine and practice where you recommit to being your best self. Energy, work, and love. You tap on your identities. Boom. I'm going to show up as this best version of myself. For me, it's disciplined athlete, as I shared. I changed it to heroic philosopher CEO. I'm always working on these identities. A joyful soulmate. Then I want to commit to my virtues. What virtues does that best disciplined athlete in me embody? Well, I'm disciplined, I'm strong, I'm grounded, I'm calm, I'm confident. Again, ancient wisdom, modern science agree. A good life is about knowing who you are at your best, knowing what virtues or qualities that version of you embodies, and then living with them today. So we pre-commit in the morning to hitting the targets we know we hit when we're at our best. And again, not someday, but today. That's the three kind of aspects of our commitment routine. Boom, boom, boom. Tap, tap, tap. It takes literally a minute. We have a 3-second version of that we're rolling out soon where you just hold to commit and boom, you're in. And again, pre-commitment is really, really important because it sets your intention for the day so you can be proactive rather than reactive. And when you start your day like this, first thing you do before you do any other things reacting, you say, I'm committed to being this best version of myself. You are much more likely to hit the targets you set for yourself, which is why we're seeing such huge results already in such a short period of time using the app. Part one, you commit. Part two, you hit. So again, pre-committing to your top targets is a really wise idea. And now it's time to actually hit those targets and give yourself a positively addictive splash of celebratory dopamine for crushing it. Introducing target practice. Where to go? Where to go? There it is. Where did it go? Target practice for heroes. That thing disappeared. All right, we got a little bug here. Perfect. Introducing target practice for heroes. Good luck having a bad day when you hit your top targets all day, every day. Boom. I'll show you what a target swipe looks like. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So it's coming through now. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I already did with my meditation, but here we go. Now, again, the company we worked with to help us create the app helped create Tinder. Now, they didn't come up with the target swipe, but, the whole swipe left, swipe right. So here I am. We'll make this a teamwork makes the dream work. You and I are crushing it together, right? Boom. So I pull back on this little target. I release, I hit. I'll tell you more about why we picked targets, how it's related to Aristotle, etc. Boom. But we'll go ahead and give ourselves a crushing it target as swipe as well. There we go. When I kiss my wife, I get to go out and boom, target swipe. Kids have fun. Give them a hug. Boom, we hit it together. My kids are using this as well. They're excited to get a 101 Soul Force score, etc. Back to the splash. All right. Theory, practice, awesome. 2 steps, commit, then hit. Then we go to mastery. We got to know that mastery is about consistency on the fundamentals. It's about showing up and doing your best. The amateur thinks they're going to get to a point. They've got it all figured out. They don't need to do the little things. The master knows it's all about consistently showing up, especially on those days when you don't feel like it. You do that, you can forge anti-fragile confidence. The harder life pushes you, the more committed you are to your protocol. Then when you used to spiral out into vicious behavior, you use that same trigger as an opportunity to go up into virtuous behavior. That's how you fundamentally and permanently change your life. Boom, there I am. Nice to meet you if we haven't met yet. I'm 50% philosopher, 50% CEO, 101% committed to helping create a world in which 51% of the world's population is flourishing by 2051. That, my friends, is heroic. Would be honored to be part of your life. If you have not yet checked out Heroic, check it out. Heroic.us, or check out the iOS, Android apps. Just search for Heroic Training Platform. You'll find it. Read some of the 5-star reviews to see how people are experiencing Heroic and how we would love to support you in being your best self. I'm feeling kind of zesty right now. We'll go with zest. You know what? I'm actually feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful for you taking so long to watch this video. I'm feeling grateful to be in your life. And to everyone who has already signed up for this or anything else I've ever done, thank you, bless you, I appreciate you. And again, I'm honored to be part of your life and absolutely all in committed to helping you get your soul force to 101 so we can change the world together. Top secret, I'm getting another tattoo. I've got Arte on one arm, I've got Heroic on the other, I've got 51, 20, 51. Below that, I'm putting 101 and a million. I believe we can make a significant difference in the world when we get 1 million people to a soul force score of 101. And I'm all in on doing the best I possibly can to get there. I just appreciated you. So I'm going to appreciate someone or something. That would be you. Day 1. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you, hero. Let's go.